If you walk into that bedroom tonight and scream about the text message you saw on her lock screen, you have already lost your house, your kids, and your future. Behavioral observations suggest that the moment a cheating woman realizes she has been spotted without concrete, undeniable proof, her brain enters a deceptive survival mode that will turn you into the villain in less than 60 seconds. You think confrontation brings the truth, but in reality, an early confrontation only gives her the chance to delete the evidence and gaslight you into a mental breakdown. Most men lose their lives in the courtroom because they were too emotional to stay quiet in the bedroom. Stay until the very end of this video because I am going to show you why documenting her betrayal is the only way to protect your throne and how to build a case file that makes her lies impossible to sustain. If you miss this, you aren't just a victim, you are a volunteer for your own destruction. I'm not here to argue with the world about what a real man is. I'm here for the men who are quietly trying to get their lives together, the ones rebuilding, the ones learning discipline the hard way, the ones who got knocked down and decided to stand back up. If you're working on yourself, even if nobody sees it, this channel is for you. Subscribe if you're serious about growth. Leave a comment so I know you're here. No noise, no hype, just men doing the work. The single biggest mistake a man can make when he feels that gut instinct of betrayal is opening his mouth. We are taught to be honest and direct, but behavioral patterns show that when dealing with infidelity, honesty is a weapon that she will use against you. When you confront her with a feeling or a single suspicious call, you are effectively showing your hand to a player who is already cheating at the game. You are giving her the signal to move her affair further underground. You are the victim of premature exposure if you think your pain will make her tell the truth. Documenting everything is not about being sneaky, it is about strategic intelligence. In a court of law and in the court of public opinion, he said, she said usually ends with the man being viewed as aggressive or controlling. But data has no gender. Data has no bias. Psychological patterns suggest that a woman who is cheating feels a sense of moral superiority as long as she hasn't been caught with physical evidence. She convinces herself that you are neglectful or crazy to justify her behavior. When you document the truth, you are shattering her false reality. Let's look at the path of Liam. Liam was a good man, a high school teacher who loved his wife, Chloe. He noticed Chloe was hiding her phone and coming home 2 hours late from happy hour. One night, his heart was pounding, he couldn't take it. He confronted her. He told her he knew something was going on. He had no screenshots, he had no dates, he had no names. Liam is the loser in our story because he chose emotion over evidence. Chloe immediately began a reverse victimization tactic. She screamed that he was invading her privacy, called her mother crying about his paranoia, and deleted every single message thread with her lover before Liam could even blink. By the next morning, Liam was the one apologizing to her. Chloe stayed with her lover for another year, becoming 10 times more careful, while Liam's mental health spiraled because he knew the truth but couldn't prove it. He was a victim of gaslighting by invitation. He invited the lie because he didn't have the armor of documentation. The second reason documentation is vital is the preservation of assets. Behavioral observations suggest that in the modern legal system, fault is often ignored unless it is tied to financial dissipation. If she is spending your hard-earned money on hotel rooms, dinners, or gifts for another man, that is marital waste. But without a paper trail, that money is gone forever. You must become the forensic accountant of your own life. Every receipt, every bank statement, and every microtransaction in a city she shouldn't be in is a piece of your future you are clawing back. You are the victim of economic sabotage if you let her fund her betrayal with your labor.
You must understand the psychology of the microsignal. A cheating woman doesn't just change her location, she changes her language. Behavioral patterns show that she will start using new slang, mentioning new interests she never had before, and changing her routine in subtle ways. Documentation is the process of mapping these anomalies. When you write down that she was at the gym on Tuesday but came home with dry hair and no gym bag, you are building a timeline of inconsistency. When the time comes for the final confrontation, you don't ask questions, you state facts. You are the prosecutor of your own peace. The third pillar of documentation is the protection of fatherhood. If there are children involved, the stakes are not just high, they are infinite. Behavioral observations suggest that during a divorce, a woman who has been unfaithful will often attempt to alienate the father to protect her own reputation. She will claim you are unstable. If you have documented her neglect, the nights she left the kids with a sitter to meet her lover, the times she was too distracted to be a mother, you have a shield for your children. You are the victim of custodial erasure if you enter a courtroom with nothing but your word. Most men feel guilty for documenting. They feel like they are spying. But you must realize that the privacy she is claiming is actually the darkness she needs to hide her betrayal. You are not spying, you are verifying the covenant. If she was being loyal, there would be nothing to find. Behavioral patterns show that guilt is the only reason a person fears documentation. If you are the one paying the mortgage, providing the security, and giving the loyalty, you have a moral right to the truth. You are the victim of shame manipulation if you let her tell you that looking for the truth is the real sin. You are currently the intelligence officer of a failing state. Your relationship is the state. If you don't gather the intel now, you will be ambushed during the coup. This means you save everything. The deleted folder on the computer, the battery usage that shows she was on a dating app for 4 hours, the mileage on the car. You don't do this to save her, you do this to exonerate yourself. When the world asks why you left, you don't have to explain. You just show the file. You must realize that her betrayal has created a biological debt that she expects you to pay. By documenting, you are handing the bill back to her. You must understand the law of tactical silence. For every day you gather information without speaking, you are gaining a 10% advantage in the eventual settlement. If you speak too soon, you are resetting your power to 0. Most men cannot handle the vibration of the secret. They feel fake living a life where they know the truth but act like they don't. But behavioral observations suggest that this phase of the ghost is where your future is won or lost. You are not being fake, you are being strategic. You are protecting the man you are going to be 5 years from now from the woman who is hurting you today. You have to look at your bank statements with new eyes. Behavioral patterns show that a woman in an affair will often make micro withdrawals or use cash back at the grocery store to fund her secret meetings. She thinks she is being clever. She thinks you are the typical unaware husband who just looks at the total. But a sovereign man looks at the logic of the transaction. Why is she spending $40 on gas 3 times a week when her commute is 10 miles? Why is there a charge for a steakhouse when she told you she was having a salad with her sister? Every line on that statement is a witness in your favor. The final element of this first section is the physical verification. If she says she is at a specific location, you don't trust and verify, you observe and record. This doesn't mean you follow her like a detective, it means you use the technology you already pay for. You check the home security logs, you check the shared tablet history, you are searching for spatial inconsistencies. If the data shows she wasn't where her mouth said she was, you have a coordinate of deceit. Do not confront her with it yet, simply file it away. You are building a mountain of truth that will eventually crush her valley of lies. I don't make content for the average mindset. I make it for the man who holds himself accountable, the one who can say no to distractions, not because someone told him to, but because he decided to. If you're not ready to work on yourself, this won't resonate, but if you are, you belong here. Most people watch and move on. If you're different, subscribe and comment. Show yourself you're serious. The fourth reason for documenting everything is the defense against false allegations. Behavioral patterns show that when a cheating woman is finally cornered with the truth, her primary defense is often to attack your character. In many cases, she will claim abuse or intimidation to trigger a restraining order and have you removed from your own home. If you have a documented journal of events that shows your calm, measured behavior and her escalating deflection, you are effectively creating a legal alibi.
You must document your own reactions just as much as her actions. You are the victim of tactical defamation if you don't have a record of your own restraint. Let's look at the path of Victor. Victor was an executive who understood the power of a log. When his wife Chloe started showing the classic signs of a secondary life, the whispered phone calls and the sudden weekend work trips, Victor didn't say a word. For 4 months, Victor was a ghost. He documented every time the Find Me location was turned off. He took photos of the odometer. He saved the credit card statements showing dinner for 2 at a restaurant 3 towns away. Victor is the winner in our story because he recognized the power of the full deck. When the day of confrontation finally came, he didn't do it in the heat of an argument. He sat her down in the presence of his attorney. He didn't ask her if she was cheating. He handed her a 40-page binder of when, where, and with whom. Because Victor had the undeniable proof, Chloe couldn't use her usual gaslighting tactics. She couldn't play the victim. The divorce was settled in record time because Victor had exposed the reality before she could craft a lie. Victor won because he treated his life like a high-stakes audit. He reclaimed his assets, his dignity, and his freedom because he understood that evidence is the only cure for deception. The 5th pillar is the closure of the mind. Behavioral observations suggest that the reason men suffer from post-traumatic stress after betrayal is the uncertainty. Your brain keeps trying to solve the puzzle of why and how. Documentation provides the final answer. When you see the patterns written down, the dates she lied, the money she spent, the places she went, your brain can finally stop the search. You aren't guessing anymore. You know. This knowing is the foundation of your healing. You are the victim of mental loops if you don't have a physical record to look at when your heart tries to trick you into believing her lies again. You must master the digital backup protocol. Behavioral patterns show that digital evidence is the most fragile. She can delete a text in a second, but she can't delete a cloud backup or a hard copy hidden in your office. You must treat your documentation like classified intelligence. Do not keep it on a shared device. Do not keep it in a folder named cheating. Keep it encrypted and off-site. You are the victim of digital erasure if you trust her not to find your evidence and destroy it before you can use it. We must also discuss the behavioral log of the children. If she is neglecting her duties as a mother to pursue her new excitement, you must document the impact. Did she miss the soccer game? Was she late for school pickup because she was busy? Behavioral observations suggest that infidelity is rarely an isolated act. It is part of a larger pattern of self-centric displacement. She is prioritizing her lust over her legacy. By documenting this, you are ensuring that the children are protected from a primary caregiver who is currently emotionally absent. You are the guardian of the truth for those who cannot see it yet.
The final survival tip for documentation is the exit strategy alignment. Your documentation should match your goals. If you want a clean break, you gather dissipation evidence. If you want custody, you gather neglect evidence. If you want your sanity, you gather gaslighting evidence. Behavioral observations show that a man with a goal is 90% more likely to maintain his emotional frame during the final confrontation. You aren't just gathering stuff, you are building a bridge to your new life. Most men stop documenting too early. They get one smoking gun and they run to confront her. This is a mistake. Behavioral observations suggest that a single incident can be explained away as a mistake or a moment of weakness, but a pattern of behavior cannot be excused. You need a month of data, not a moment of data. You need to show that the betrayal was calculated, consistent, and continuous. This removes her ability to say, "It just happened."
You are the victim of the isolated incident lie if you don't stay patient enough to see the full architecture of her deceit. As we reach the conclusion of this tactical briefing, I want you to look at your phone and your notebook not as toys, but as recorders of reality. You are currently in a simulation created by her lies. Documentation is the red pill that wakes you up. Every entry you make in your log is a stitch in the wound of your life. It is the process of putting yourself back together before the world tries to tear you apart in the divorce. I have a smart question for the men who have the discipline and the focus to finish this 10,000-word manual for survival. If you were in a court of law fighting for your life, would you want a lawyer who felt you were innocent, or a lawyer who had video, audio, and financial proof that you were right? You are your own lawyer right now. Stop feeling and start proving. Drop a comment below and tell the Brotherhood, what was the one piece of physical evidence you found that finally made the gaslighting stop? How did it feel to finally hold the truth in your hands? Share your detection stories. Let the other brothers know that silence and observation are the most powerful tools a man has when his house is on fire. Let's build the vault of truth together. If you made it all the way to the end, I genuinely appreciate you. That tells me you're not just watching, you're thinking, you're reflecting, you're working on yourself. And you're not alone in that anymore. There's a community here of men choosing growth over excuses. If this message gave you something valuable, subscribe and be part of it. Leave a comment, I read them, and your voice matters here. Keep doing the work. I'll see you in the next one.